I've been invited because I have innovations. But because now the Hebrew worldview, which has to do with it, doing innovations and innovation and inventions, now is not is not the one ruling in Africa. Are you hearing?
Yes.
The one ruling is Greek. Are we in agreement?
Yes.
Even in your country.
Yes.
Yes. Knowledge. So you say you're a doctor, and then he begins. If I came over here, you know what you start saying? He's Dr. Masika. That's what they were saying in Nigeria. Yes, Dr. Masika. Blah, 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 blah. He has been given, he's a national hero. Everybody is listening to me. And yet I've said nothing. Is that not nonsense? Can I hear the word nonsense? Yes. So, I said now, the animism, African religion and tradition, is another one influencing Africa. And the two worldviews, mindset, influencers have killed Africa dead. African animism. Animism is the belief on ancestors that they were going to animate change. So you need to do nothing. You need to pray to gods, and the gods will animate. Now, you cannot imagine that has again gone to church. Many churches, the churches in Nigeria that are adopted animism, are more people than the ones that are preaching the real thing. In Kenya, they said. In Tanzania, they said. Okay? The church whereby you call people in a crusade or in a campaign, in a big, seminar, and you tell them the bishop will lay hands on you. And when I lay hands on you, then blessing will be animated. Success will come your way. Then you'll prosper. Can we call that nonsense? Can I hear it louder?
Nonsense.
If I lay hands on you, and I've not told you any business idea, have I done anything? Then I'm a witch. So we're having a lot of witchcraft in the name of religion. You go to South Africa, I've been there. Any pastor who is doing that nonsense, he has, his congregation are talking about 10,000, 20,000. And then he has also borrowed the Babylonian model, where he is now thinking of how to buy a jet when the people are poor. That's the church which is ruled, the main church, that has bigger population than the other one of organized church. Okay? Am I saying something?
Yes.
I'm giving you my background. I've not told you anything. You're looking at me as if I've told you anything. I've not told you anything. I'm giving you background of what I'm going to tell you. What changed me and what change that came, in me. You can tell what I'm saying with a wave, if you have it. Okay, good. So now, with that kind of discovery, I discovered also animism has brought another problem in Africa, which is called dependent syndrome. Dependent syndrome. Now, these are the Babylonian, the Greek, and animism have brought, this is the impact. Impact number one is dependence. Dependent syndrome. This disease is worse than HIV. It is worse. It is worse than what is this disease we had? COVID-19. Yes, it is worse. It is more killing Africa than anything else. Dependence syndrome. Let me tell you this. Now, in my book, you get statistics in this one. We are having donors who have been here for the last 50 years. But instead of helping us, they cannot show anything the impact of what they have done. The figures are here. What the aid that has come to Africa has done nothing. Even now in Sudan, it will do nothing. Unless you bishop change, there's nothing we're going to do. These are witches. Dependent syndrome now paralyzes African creativity and innovation. It's actually killing. It is when I have been, those who come from Tanzania, I've been to most of the places in Tanzania with World Vision. And we show that clip. This one, which is long, show us the short one later. The World Vision Tanzania came over here. They adopted my model and we went all over many parts of Tanzania. And quite a number of the groups that came are sailing their wear in Nairobi. Most of the cereals in Nairobi after that intervention, now they are selling the cereals that are done by the millers. Out of 10 bags, 6 are from Tanzania. Onion, out of every 10 onion, now 6 are from Tanzania, from our commercial villages in Tanzania. So I've been to Tabora, I've been to Simiyu, quite a number of, we've got about 200 groups coming now from Tanzania to this place. Now, that's not for another day. Let me get back to where I am. Dependent syndrome is the major problem. Now, today, when you do anything for a community, immediately you finish, they vandalize it. Am I saying something? Have you seen it?
Yes.
Whatever government does or non-government organization do, immediately they finish, they vandalize it. An organization went to Pokot where we are, and I know northern Pokot is like the northern Nigeria. Yes. They are very numbers, terrible guys. But ours are terrible, like for Barama. They kill properly. That's how we are. That's why the bishop will kill us. We work with warriors, killers, and he'll show you soon. Okay? So now, so what am I trying to say? Now, an organization went there. They built schools. They put solars. Then the guys realized that there are some people who are buying scraps in Madagascar. So they vandalized the windows, they saw the scraps. The solars were taken for charging at their homes. The schools are normal. Nobody has gone to school. Because development is not what you do to people. Development is what you empower people to do. Are you hearing?
Yes.
But the wrong Greek worldview is what you do to people. When you do to people, you are disempowering them. When I was in South Africa, and I went, my bishop, I was given 4 days to go to tour the village with my wife. Then we went and found a big team, and the bishop was very glad. Oh, Zuma is a great man. You know why? Because he has built houses free for people. I said that is witchcraft. But anyway, I don't pronounce because I knew Then we went to another place, we found people are given that queuing to be given money at the end of the month for having done nothing. I said Zuma is a witch. I make sure that I don't say loudly, but immediately I go to the airport and to the toilet, I said Zuma is a witch. All African presidents are doing that. Yes. They are giving free things to people. That is witchcraft. That's witchcraft. They are bewitching people. Huh? Now, even now Malema is saying the whites should go. They have not prepared the whites. Who is going to run the industries? Then everything will collapse. That's what Idi Amin did in Uganda. Okay? Is that all nonsense? That's a bad nonsense. You know, when you are old, you can say anything. And people laugh. You see, it's allowed. But you never used to tell us things I can't say here. And we clap. But if Moy did that, he would have stopped. Now, quickly, because of time, let me say that's the problem in Africa. So, Babylonian system, model, the Greek worldview, and animism and others. Am I together? Yes. Then, because of all that, then even our examinations is a lot of, you are told something here, nonsense. And then you ask the same questions to answer the same. Memorization. Does that help in any way? Is that not nonsense? Can you say it again?
Nonsense.
Yes. And remember, I was a teacher. You remember, I was a principal, high school principal. And in this country, I taught in the best schools. The Kangaroo school, the Nairobi school. Yes. But I said, no. Don't say that until you get 17. So you see, now, because of that, now the church does not think. Even faith has been infiltrated by all those worldviews. Okay? And in Africa, we don't think. It's a crime to think. It's a crime to analyze. Huh? It's a crime. Even when you hear our ministers speak, they are speaking general statements. Nothing, no detail. Even a professor. You can't tell a professor today. Because he's speaking like a layman. No details, no specific, no evidence of what he's saying. He's making statement. And the media is saying, Greek worldview as well as. Nobody wants to prove anything. Now, for example, that kind of a thing has put Africa in a box. Can I hear the word box? In our language, box is like this. But we don't have B alone. B is M, and then K. We don't have text. We call it bogus. Can I hear bogus? Bogus. Yes. So Africa, we are in a bogus. For example, all of you. Huh? Now, in Nigeria, we have rain in the south. But we have very little rain in the middle and in the west, in the north, west, and east. Am I right?
You're right.
Good. So Nigeria is having some food deficit in some areas. And yet, the biggest rivers, many of them pass from around there. Am I right?
Yes.
But because, we have been, we don't want to think. We are always waiting for rain. Do crops need rain or they need water? Water. What are Africans waiting for? What are Africans waiting for? Are they not in a box? Nonsense. How can I able to? Is that nonsense? Nonsense. Let's say it. Nonsense. I've not said anything. I'm telling you what I discovered. I've not told you my proposal. And then you look like you have gotten enough. I'm giving you my principles from the Bible. I'm discovering the problem. You cannot solve nothing. That's a literal translation. You can only solve a problem if you know it. So even in communities, you begin with spend more time in anthropological assessment to understand the community. And that's why we are in CORAT. We have been there for the last 10 years. 10 years. But no CORAT has ever beaten us or killed us. But they killed us 2 soldiers and for 2 soldiers before we were going there. I mean guys. Because they're terrible fighters. They got their hands from Sudan. They got hands from Idi Amin. They got hands from Somalia. They are the best ammunition. And that's where we are. Okay? Because that's how we understand the procedures. Now, are you able to appreciate the problems I discovered?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Now, Africa is poor. Are we supposed to be poor?
No.
Now, why? Because, now, this is bogus. Call it again.
Bogus.
So Africa is in a bogus. So when I came here to YATTA, they told me, Bishop, there's nothing you can help us with. This place is very dry. For the last 10 years, we have not harvested. I told them, nonsense. Can I hear that?
Nonsense.
Yes. Because I told them, YATTA is not dry. Only dry minds. Can I hear that? Say YATTA.
YATTA
Is not dry.
is not dry.
Only
Only
is the mind that is dry. Are we together?
Yes.
Yes. Nonsense. You know, don't we have River Congo flowing from this side going to the other side?
Yes.
Huh? Don't we have the Zambezi River? Limpopo? Nonsense. Don't we have River Nile? Only benefiting Egypt, and they want to control everything. Nonsense. Now, don't we have Blue Nile? Don't we have rivers everywhere? But where we have rivers and water, that's where people are poor. Am I saying something?
Yes.
What is the problem?
Bogies.
Can I hear the word? Please help me. I get tired quickly, so you have to help me. I can give you my point. I'm not giving you anything up to now. I'm not telling you the problem. So now, I came to YATTA. Now, 2008, there was a drought that affected South Africa, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Malawi, and people were dying.
Yes.
And then in Eritrea, they were dying literally. It was in the media. And then Ethiopia, by then the government was not organized. They were dying. Then, when I was in Nairobi, our model, and I began churches. I have masters, I have PhD. I heard that YATTA people are dying. The animals died a long time ago. They have not harvested for the last 10 years. That was in 2008. And I said, I am going there. Are you hearing? In the name of the Lord. She have the empowered word today. The biblical word. Okay? She have the Bible. I'm not a donor. I don't have money. When I came, they told me, Bishop, we have 5 problems. Quickly, you can note them. Because I'm going on a mission. One, they told me, we have no water here. We walk 20 kilometers. Do you know why you left the tarmac?
Yes.
That's why there's a canal. Women here used to walk at around 10, 4 a.m. and they go all the way and they are there 10 a.m. 20 kilometers walking for water. 20 jerrycan. I told them, put your finger like this. Never again.
Never again.
I louder.
Never again.
When a woman walk even for a kilometer. What are you going to do, Bishop? I told them, yes. I'm a man of God. I'm empowered, biblical word. Okay?
Yes.
And I have 12 principles that I was carrying. No money, no nothing. 12 principles, which now I'm going to tell you. And you can use them and change anywhere in the world. Okay?
Yes.
12
Principles.
But because of time, I'll tell you the most important one. Thank you.
We were told that we are coming and going back today. But by the general consensus, we are leaving tomorrow.
Take note. I hope you are taking note. Good. Now, so I told them, never again. We're going to solve that problem. That 5 problems. Now, let's solve that one. Can you solve one by one? Quickly. I said, I have a principle. We call it Abraham principle. Can you take note of that? Abraham principle. Abraham principle. Yes. And in case you don't have anywhere to note, I can give you somewhere to note. Do you need a vision?
Some people may need points. I don't know whether
Yeah, we can try to see whether you can get some some of our notebooks and the like. You can also use these.
You can also use your phones.
You can use your phone. And all these phones, you know, let me tell you something that I learned recently when I was in West Africa. A friend of mine from South Africa, his wife, showed me my message. How well organized the way I organized it. And I asked her, how did you do this? You are not good at it. Immediately we finished, and I came to sit, I wiped myself, I prayed. She showed me my message. Well organized. I thought, what? That is? She told me, she got my phone. There's this app called Waves. She's fixed it on my phone. Then I was including myself. I got a message. That's the main height. To organize the message in a better way and give more details than it was. So I realized, mindset. You want to read the paper, and I'm going to write nonsense. Not even the notes, the waves. And all these phones are waves, and they can organize. Do you still have it? Yes. Good. And they will remove the nonsense and they'll leave the good thing, and they'll organize it for you. Wow. Now I'm learning, From West Africa last week. I'm learning. A South African lady, she looked like you, but she was slightly bigger. She helped me. Good. Back to Abraham principle. Now, Abraham principle is about changing the ecosystem. Changing the ecosystem. Changing the ecosystem. If you have to succeed, you are not only going to adapt to the environment, to the climate change, you are going to have dominion, subdue it, okay? Change it. When Abraham left, wherever he left, it's better, and he came to Canaan, he went around Hebron. You remember that? Yes. But I don't know what prompted him. He went down to the soul. And he settled down in the south, and he went down to Beersheba. Where is Beersheba? In Israel? Is it not in the Negev desert? Yeah. I've been there. The ambassador came here and took me to Israel for 2 months. He said he has never seen what he has seen here. Okay? So, Beersheba is in Negev desert. See, desert is desert. It's worse than that. This is where Abraham and his son now prospered. Am I right? Yes. This is in Genesis chapter 26, verse 18 to 22. I'm sure you know it being a bishop. If you don't know, go and know it. Because if you start reading, it is where, the Bible says when Abraham went down, he dug wells. Am I right? Yes. Because the place was dry. He had to change the system. If you have to be a man of God in Sudan, you have to go and change the ecosystem. Now, the geographical ecosystem, the political ecosystem, the principle goes everywhere. The economic, ecosystem, the social ecosystem, the worldview ecosystem, every ecosystem. That is what everybody was given who is in this covenant of Christianity. Because when God blessed man, when God blessed man, other principle. When God blessed man, in Genesis chapter 1, verse 28, he told them, and God blessed them, and told them to be fruitful, and then multiply, subdue, and have dominion. You cannot have dominion unless you subdue. Subduing has to do with ecosystem. We have been talking about stewardship, stewarding what is there. But you see, we must go to the next level, subduing, changing the ecosystem. Am I right? Yes. What have Israel done? They have subdued the ecosystem. That's why they are first world, and yet they have no minerals. Are you seeing the impact of that principle?
Yes.
Do I need even to continue? No. I will go to the next one.
Okay,
Yeah. Adam principle is now, then you subdue. Okay? Yeah, are we together?
Yes.
You subdue. Not to be bishop. That is Greek worldview. Nonsense. You declare nonsense. You must do something more than the Greek worldview. We are at Hebrew worldview. Now the Hebrew worldview begins with the name. It begins here. It's already there. Because the writer was an Hebrew. Do and teach. Hebrew begins with the doing. And then improvement of the doing. Then innovations. Then inventions. That's about the Hebrew word. Like in the other one, nonsense. Makes us fools who are learned. Professors who are fools. Professing nothing. Okay. So I came here with Abraham principle. I told them, now it doesn't rain. I told them, no, it is not true. It rains. But when it rains like floods, now we're expecting within 2 weeks, it's going to rain here. 2 weeks, floods. And that is the case of every dry area, even the northern. When it rains, floods. Am I right?
Yeah.
Then if now you had a Hebrew worldview, can you see the water? The Bible, Jesus said, they have eyes, they don't see. They have ears, they don't hear. They have mind, they don't think. They are Hebrews. Now, not Hebrews, they are Greeks. Now, but for you, who are here bishops, we can see. We can hear. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. They see water, they don't see it. Okay? They are waiting for answers. Focus. So I said, we are going to harvest. The word I used is harvest. What harvest? And what are we going to do? We are going to now dig dams like the one Abraham did. Okay? Were there machines? No. We are going to begin. And what principle are we going to use? Number 3. We are going to use principle we call Moses principle. Quietly and then behave like he's not giving me. So that I can finish it.
Yes.
Because you see, said you are leaving tomorrow. Okay. Okay, good. So before you leave tomorrow, let me deal with you perpendicularly. Good. Now, Moses' principle is using what you have to get what you need. Using, can you put your hands like this? Using what you have to solve all problems. It is not because God asked Moses, what do you have in your hands? And what was the problem? There were snakes. Then God told him, hey, I'm going to stick, the chaff, stuff. Like the one we use bishops. He told him that is enough. God uses what is in your hands. And that's what we have not taught our African brothers. We have taught our African brothers God brings things from heaven. God brings people from America. God brings people from Europe. Nonsense. And God will provide. It is still God's view and animism. That's animism. You can't tell the Greek and animism, they converge heavily. And Babylonian king, model. Okay? Three of them others. Okay? So now, Moses' principle is you use what you have. So Africa has capital, natural capital. And the devil has eaten us. And no politician, no government is going to understand this thing except you do it yourself. Because God says, only you. Natural capital. God has deposits everywhere. And if anybody refutes that, God has deposits, God has resources everywhere in the world. Resources everywhere. For example, I want us to, because I'm taking you through the two things, the YATTA and then at the same time the principles, because of time. God has resources everywhere. And because of the Greek worldview, we have been reading Genesis like a tale story. No! Genesis is where God gives us the deposits. Okay? And then the question is, why did God tell us, why is Genesis there, bishops? Genesis is there to give us the natural capital that he has deposited, which Africans don't want to see. They are dependent on whites, they are dependent on the whatever, which is nonsense. And some of our bishops are going to raise money in America. I don't raise money in America. I raise money in Kenya. And here, where I am, in the desert. And today I'll show you how to raise money. How you can raise money, become a millionaire bishop without getting anything from anyone. Using the biblical principle. So now back here, natural, for example, in Genesis chapter 1, Genesis chapter 1, now verse 3. Can somebody read quickly?
Then God said, let there be light, and there was light.
Amen.
And God saw the light, that it was good.
Good. Light. Huh? Why did God bring light? Huh? Why did God bring light? Is this not now the green energy? Is that not green energy? But you are seeing, you are reading the word of God as if it's another story. Nonsense. God brought light. So the question, Bishop, we should sit and ask, what is this light for? Bishop, what is the light? That is the discussion we should be talking about. Why did God bring light? That is a natural capital. It's a natural capital. It was not some theory here, some stories, some fables. So God brought light so that we can have green energy, solar energy. In the whole world, Africa has the greatest potential for green energy, solar energy. Am I right? Yes. because we range from, savanna, equatorial, where the sun is hot. Am I right?
Yes.
And we are supposed to be exporting energy, but we are not. And the church is also there waiting for electricity. For water, that of course the rains might be scarce. Then when the hydro generation, because the whites came with hydro generation, and that put us in a box. Are you seeing? And who's going to tell the what? Do politicians read Genesis? Do the scientists read Genesis? No, that's the first story. Who has read it? It is us. Bishop. Who has access to Genesis? It's me. So how much solar is generated in your country? And you might find even some of us are using electricity. Here, we have electricity, of course, because of Greek quality and Babylonian. Then, the generator, we were spending about 100 Kenya shillings. Now, 100 Kenya shillings to 200 Kenya shillings when the whole sender per month to 200,000 per month. You reduce the zeros to get dollars. Then, of course, you can add a few things. So you can have an estimate to 200,000, remove the two zeros. Those are dollars. Now that's about 2,000, 20,000. Yeah. Are you seeing? Because we're in that. When we put a solar system, the bill went down to 30 because we need also at night. Yeah. So the sun is a backup. In Africa, electricity is backup. But in our African mindset, electricity is the real thing.
Solar is backup.
Can you see the books? Is the devil not sitting on African bishops also? Don't we have professors? Don't we have professors in wherever you come from?
Yambio, Western Equatorial, South Sudan.
Southern Sudan.
Yeah.
Don't we have professors in Juba and all over? Don't we have in Tanzania?
Lots of them.
Mm-hmm. But they are enough? Don't we have governments? Or planet ministers, minister of energy? Energy what? Nonsense. Now, these ministers have no access to Genesis. It's only you and us who have access to Genesis. Next, are you getting it?
Yes.
We'll continue with the YATTA. Of course, we are going to have water soon, but I'll carry the whole thing like this. I was a teacher for many years, so I'll know to put many things together so that we save time. I'll tell you, because now I have a burden to deliver cloth. And I have a burden to tell the story. So I bring the story and the principles. And at the end of the day, I must be, someone has to clap for me, because I have to succeed. Okay. Now, can someone read Genesis chapter 1, verse 9? I'm introducing you to biblical principles. But we're getting back to YATTA, where we're talking about Abraham and Moses. Remember that is about where we'll get back there. But I want to introduce you to now the biblical principles. Somebody now, Genesis chapter 1, verse 20 and 22. To 22. Somebody very help. You look very sharp.
It says, then God said, let the waters abound with an abundance of living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the face of the firmament of the heavens.
Have you got 22?
No. So God created great sea creatures and every living thing that moves, with which the waters abounded according to their kind, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good.
Good. Africa. Bishops. Colleagues. Now, when you hear God collected all the sea animals together and put them in the sea and ocean, what are you understanding? Unless Greek worldview has bewitched you. Sure. What do you understand? That is blue economy. That's blue economy. Now you want money from IMF, World Bank, from nonsense foundations of Illuminati guys? When you know God has given the natural capital in Africa. If we harness the blue economy, there are animals there. We process the fish, we process what comes out of there, we sell, we eat, we have enough food, and also we can export. Am I right?
Yes.
I'm talking about industrialization of Africa through the church. Because nobody else has access to these things except the bishop. So if you are not going to change, nobody will change. You are President Turobo. That does not need the Bible.
Yes.
Okay. You come from Burundi. Your man does not read the Bible. And if he does, it is read for him. So it is you. And I'm going to charge all of you as I charge myself. From here, we are the people. And I've changed here at other places. So I'm not giving you Greek. I'm giving you Hebrew. That's why you're here. That's why the World Bank were here the other day. That's why last year I was called in Geneva to give them, how to feed the globe in March last year. From here, from the village. Why? Because they've seen what I've done. Hebrew. Okay? So now the blue economy. Let's finish quickly. One more thing. I want to be sure that Genesis chapter 1, verse 11 and 12. Quickly, ma'am, you are very good.
Thank you. That is, then God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb that yields seed, and the fruit tree that yields fruit according to its kind, whose seed is in itself on the earth. And it was so.
Are you hearing? Every seed, every fruit has a seed in itself. There are two things I want to bring out quickly to bishops here. Because already you have allowed GMO to be brought into your country. In the level of improving food security. There is no food security. Now nobody is concerned about food security. They are concerned about the Babylonian kingdom model, where they want to destroy our seeds. Are you hearing? So that they can sell out their seeds. Nothing else. Are you hearing? There's nothing GMO to improve anything. Go ahead, tell them to go and improve in their motherland. Not Africa. Are you hearing, bishops? Yes. Let them go. We are not their children. We are not guinea pigs anymore. Every fruit. We had seeds, many seeds, which are doing well. And they were not invested. We never even used to apply pesticide. Now we are applying pesticide, and the pesticides are going to kill us with the cancer.
Yeah.
Is that no nonsense?
Nonsense.
Where are those chemicals coming from? From their companies. Olesandro? All these companies. And then they have branches in your country to sell their ware. Nonsense. Because we as a church, we are asleep. And we are ignorant. And we went to school. Not you, I mean them. Is that not nonsense? Are you seeing the nonsense? We are going through. No, that's very serious. Now, so the issue here is about seed and fruit and food. Is that not about food security?
Yes.
Yeah. Food and fruit. Yeah. That's food security. Okay. And the seed is in it. So now in our country we are buying a packet of maize seed at 2,000 Kenya shillings. Remove 2 zeros. Those are dollars. And the seeds are, we instead of Africans, we knew how to make seeds. We need seed selection. We went to school. Why did we go to school for seeds to be made for us? And then they are controlled. They are controlled by some people there. Seeds, whatever. And then the laws are made to make sure that African cannot have their own seeds. And in the church we are there, only worshiping and waiting for Jesus to evacuate us. Yes. Yeah, we are waiting for evacuation. But I was not called to wait for evacuation. The Bible tells me occupy. Can I hear the word? Occupy. And what are we doing? We are waiting for evacuation. Write that. We are not here for evacuation. We are here to occupy until he comes. Do business until he comes. Food security. Now, I want to quickly, because I want to show you the other thing, and then I'll tell you how to make money, okay? Yeah. How to make money using farming God's way, okay? Our model, not the other one. Okay. Now, then, the other principle that I think is also proposed in Genesis is Genesis chapter 2, verse 10. Genesis chapter 2, we call it Eden principle. Eden principle, Genesis chapter 2, verse 10. Can I hear?
Now a river went out of Eden.
Listen properly.
Now a river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from there it departed and became 4 river heads. The name of the first is Pishon. It is the one which skirts the whole land of Avila, where there is gold.
Gold, eh?
Yes.
Right, gold. That's our resources. There are minerals. Minerals. That's another principle. Avila. The Avila principle. That is Genesis 2:10. Okay, yes, that's Avila whatever. Yes.
And Avila where there is gold, and the gold of that land is good. And the bdellium.
Is that not South Africa? Is that not Congo? Is that not Tanzania? And the gold is good. But the bishop, we have allowed the witches to be in charge of the minerals in Tanzania and Kenya and Zambia. Is that not nonsense? Nonsense. Because the church is doing nothing, only waiting for evacuation. Huh? Did you write that nonsense? Yes. The church is waiting for evacuation. And the bishop is telling people prepare for evacuation. So we are here for evacuation process. So the bishops, we are here to prepare people for evacuation. Is that not nonsense? Nonsense. Can I hear it? Nonsense. From here, you are supposed to prepare people for occupation. Write that from here. And we are going to see change in the whole country. Not evacuation. Not evacuation. Evacuation is a nonsense. No, you see, I'm not going to talk like you. Because we are not regiments. We're not regiments with you. So I talk like my age. So I'm going to tell you and command you. What do you think? Although we are bishops, yeah, I'm more senior. Yeah, you believe I'm emeritus. The emeritus are senior bishops. Yeah. That's okay. So, in other words, now the Eden principle is about using water for agriculture, which Africa has ignored. Are we not ignored? Now, recently, I was invited by they came and recommended my model to begin a program for the 9 countries in East Africa and South Africa. And so they called the ministers, the vice chancellors, for the presentation of the recommendation for my model, which I have not shared to you. I was to share. Okay? And so I was supposed to give keynote address to that forum. And I went to continue. You know, my opening remark was, "Fowl, you are not in charge of agriculture. You're in charge of culture. You ministers you're not ministers of agriculture. You're ministers of culture." Because I read on my way from your records, Fowl, that now 95% of agriculture in Africa, south of Sahara, is rain-fed. 95% is rain. So, what is the percentage? 5%. If they have improved, should be 5 point something now. Because that was 6 years ago, 5 years ago. Are you hearing? Are they in charge of agriculture? And these are the scientists, United Nations. Are they going to help us? When they are in the books? Then the vice chancellors have their curriculum, which is Greek, where they tell, they get people degrees, they go out and masters and extension officers. They tell people to wait for all of us. Listen to me. Eden, where Eden is a dry place. Even you should have gone there as a bishop. It's a dry place. And that's where God chose. So if God wants to prosper you, he takes you to a desert. That's why I prospered here. That's why they come for me here to go and sleep. I was speaking to the world donors in California the other day, sleeping in 7-star hotel. Then from there I came to go to the North Rift with the Jimmy. Where I was sleeping in a small tent. I was entering like this. But when I woke up, I realized those are 7 stars, but here there are many stars.
Just 7 stars.
In the wilderness, there are many stars. So who is greater? I'm the bishop in many, sleeping in many stars. Are you here?
Yes.
So, in other words, because I have my eyes can see, I'm not like them. Are you here? I'm not like them. Who are these world donors? They are the guys who, okay? But they have not alternative, but we are somebody who has success. Because they say they have been in Africa and they have not seen change. But they have come here and seen change. Are you hearing? So, in other words, the Eden principle is using water from the river. Okay? For irrigation. Are we together? Yes. Now, we are waiting for rain, even a bishop. Waiting for rain. And then telling people, let's pray for rain. And when the rains are failing, you tell them, let's have special prayers for rain. The clouds have gone ahead, for God is watering some other places. And you want it to be returned for your sake, you are selfish. Witchcraft. You are a witch. Witchcraft is getting what belongs to others to make it yours. Let it go, let the clouds go. You are supposed to have collected your water. Yes. Am I right?
Yes.
I'm going to do another nonsense. Yes. Good. So now, my friend, I think now you understand what biblical principles are. Yes. You understand? Yes. Now that's only Genesis chapter 1 and 2. Okay. And let me finish with one of the, there are many, but let me finish with one that I want to impress on you. So that then I go and solve the other problem. Okay? Then I tell you the one that I will. Can I get 1 acre rule.
1 acre rule.
Farming God's way.
Farming God's way.
That one is simple. I will tell you one or two. Some of the principles are here. Can I hear the word again?
1 acre rule.
Farming
God's way.
again.
1 acre rule. Farming God's way.
How you do 1 acre and make a million. Okay? Become a millionaire. Okay? Yes, I'll tell you all that. And I'll show that one. Now there's a young man called Chris. He'll show you how to make million. Okay? For church. Now, but the church we received seemed not to be the one in the Bible. That's what I discovered 2000 when I was praying here. Doesn't seem to be the one in the Bible. We have another one, an outfit. That means challenge and scrutiny. And that's why they're listening to me. It takes courage to bring anybody here. Because I'm a rat guy. I terrorize your thinking. I'm a terrorist. Yes. Imagine I'm terrorizing bishops. And some of them are in charge of regions, so they are the bishops.
As long as the congregations are not here.
Why do you see these guys when they are going home? And then when they get a sleepy, you think Jesus is walking around. And I saw in South Africa somebody comes to bow, eh?
And the protocol is after church.
Let me tell you, in Nigeria, the protocol, half of the church is protocol. If now 7 cars are chasing one man. African way of screaming. How many cars are going to be there? 7 cars chasing one? One. Lot of cars.
Each of them with 5 feet.
Now, let's get to now. Which number? Where are we?
Number 9.
Okay. Now we have in Genesis chapter 1 verse 28 the principle of multiplication. Multiplication, yeah, and fruitfulness. Okay. Don't worry. What you don't get, now the details are here, okay? I'll give you, each one of you, a copy. Okay? But not for free. Free things are nonsense. Anybody who gives you a free thing is a witch. I told you. You want me to become a witch? No, I cannot accept to bewitch you, young man, young bishop. If I bewitch you as you get to my head, you'll be totally finished. So each one of you, I'll give you this and this, because to help you.
Very good.
Okay? Because the things I've said is by passing, but not for free. Somebody was given milk in a bucket by Mzungu here in Kenya when they were here. But when he was going away, he said, no, the milk is free, but the bucket is mine. Okay? Because of the breeding or whatever, so the milk is yours, but the bucket is mine. So he never went away because how is he going to carry the milk? Now let's get here quickly because we are getting late. But I want you to understand the Bible is full of principles, not stories, nonsense. Anybody who is using the word of God is a fairy tale, is a witch, according to me. Not you, I mean them. Nonsense. So now, the principle of being fruitful, when you become fruitful is when you multiply. Am I right?
Yeah.
which one came first? Is it being to multiply or to be fruitful? Huh? Be yes. You don't multiply before you are fruitful. Are you getting that? It's a very it's interconnected. Fruitfulness and multiplication. This is where Africa we are lost and we are being bewitched. And that's why we are poor. And we are bishops. And instead of telling people the truth, we are now a part of the system, of Babylonian system. Now, in production, now this principle of multiplication, this is about productivity. This is about products, am I right? So, for us to want to be fruitful, we must have products. And yet, now, instead of telling people to produce products, we are telling them to come and we bless them with the oil from Jordan. No, drink water from Jordan. The water that baptized Jesus is not there anymore. Can you see that witchcraft we are doing? Actually, pastors and bishops have become worse than, local shrine witches. And this water is holy. No, it is not holy. Tell people to go and work, make products. Okay? Productivity. Now, then fruitfulness, profitability. Products. Every church should have a church and an industry there. Every church should have a church hall, a church sanctuary, and also its members, one of the fellowship, should be in charge of industries to have products. Am I becoming too much now? You know I'm a terrorist. Yes. But you see, because it is the church which should have innovation, should be inventing and have innovation. Because, now listen, like some of you who pray throughout the night, which is good, not bad. Praying throughout the night. That's called, in the Kenya, it's called Kesha. Can I hear that one? Kesha. People go there on Friday, and then they pray from 8 all through to 6. Do you mean you're not getting a revelation? All these 12 hours, praying, what kind of God are you praying? I thought after prayers, if it is Hebrew, you tell them, bring what God has spoken to you, that can help us as a church. But because of Greek, we pray and then pray. They pray and pray. That is Greek. But if it was Hebrew, they pray and then they come out with revelation. Am I right? Yes, we pray. Then in the morning, before you go away, my brother, let the secretary record the insights, because the Puritans, the Quakers, when they prayed, I hope you are a Quaker. Let me teach you about the Quakers. When they quaked, can you do something like this? They came up with the first bank called Barclays Bank. James Barclay and his father-in-law and uncle, they came up with a bank after. Why? Because they had a spirit of God, okay, and they knew the banks was to take care of the trend, because the Quakers were Quakers of friends. It was a fellowship of friends. And the fellowship of friends and business networks. Are you hearing? Have you written business network? After you pray, you have business network. After you pray, you now see the value chain come out with the bank. The Quakers, who together, you cannot separate the Quakers and the Puritans, because Puritan was a kind of a nickname of everybody who was quaking and shouting and whatever, and with enlightenment. It is these guys who influence what you call social enlightenment. The one you hear Kant, all these philosophers, the German, the whatever, they all came and all the discoveries came out during the same influence, because the worldview and the mindset of the Puritan and the Quakers influenced everybody. Are you hearing? In other words, the church impacted the colleges, the University of Oxford, everywhere. And they went out of their way, they came up. When they went to America, they started Harvard University, Yale University, Princeton University. Are you hearing? Yes. And these are the universities that taught leadership, religion, leadership, and business and governance. And this is what shaped the Constitution of America. This is what changed the Constitution of Britain. Number 5, they came up with the first railway line to carry their products because they were producing it. Are you hearing? Yes. They were producing. They had Genesis chapter 1, verse 28, which we have. I'm not preaching. See, I'm an elder. And by the way, I'm a national elder, so in our country. And the Tanzania, they made me a Masai elder. So that's I have to say it. Are you hearing what I'm talking about? Are you getting my message?
Yes.
I'm not talking like a professor. If I have to, I'll do it later. Because I am a professor. I'm talking like a man of God and a elder who received from God what is the problem of Africa and the solution for Africa. And I developed this model so that you can come, learn, and go and do it in your place. Are you hearing?
Yes.
Yes. I got the Senate, the Congress from Nigeria. They were here, but when they went back, they were not elected. Okay. And we were talking about how we're going to begin business network from Nigeria to Kenya, because we produce things we don't produce, and they charge, and then we stop lying to one another because we are brothers. And our very good brothers here were saved using biblical worldview principles. And I went to come and teach in Nigeria. Christian principles I was teaching in Dominion City. That's another way of resting when you're tired. Bring small stories. So, okay. But of course, because of time, I'm going to continue. But are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes.
Are you getting, not the logos of what are you getting the spirit of what I'm saying?
Yes.
Are you seeing in a book, men of, not us? Are you seeing some people in a box? Huh? Yeah. And now we are helping others to remain in that?
No.
Come out! Not you. They. Now, profitability. Let me tell you this. Now, Africans were cheated and cheated properly by our colonial masters. They taught us to produce. Okay? Okay? Then there's something we call value chain. Are you seeing that? Yeah. This is raw. Raw materials. Then we produce cocoa, we take it to them. Okay? We produce coffee, we take it to them. Are you hearing? Mm-hmm. We produce the natural capital, we produce gold, we take it to them. We produce uranium, we take it to them. We produce platinum, we take it to them. Are you hearing? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because we are stupid. No, not stupid. Not wise. We produce everything. We are at the bottom of the value chain. So, the Genesis principle has to do with, this is number 1, number 2, number 3, has to do with value addition. Value addition is where you put two things together and you produce a new product. That is being fruitful. That's the principle. And that's what we should be sitting to come out with when we are told to be fruitful. So what are we? Then what? Bishop, you are told to be fruitful. Where? How? So you sit down. My sister, when you are told to be fruitful, see, the way to be fruitful is to produce more. You produce one product, another one here, then you add together, then you have a new product. And that also has value. When you add value, it has value. That's why they are bringing coffee to us back. I was in Lagos. Everything, the things that supermarket, instead of being produced in Lagos or Nigeria, they are produced outside in a supermarket. In Nairobi, the same. Okay? Now, then if you have to take tea, KFF, now they have brought Java, everything from out there, the money goes back to them. So, when the principles of that also include now branding what you are doing. Branding. So that you can, when you brand whatever you have, you can now replicate anywhere properly. So you see, value chain, those are the principles that we should teach our people. Not to come and tell them, just a minute, stand up. Just listen to him. Stand up. If he's your brother, you think he is? It's all of them.
Hi. Nomsa.
Sit down. I did not intend to give a lecture. I intended now to inspire you because I don't inspire. But I cannot inspire you with the nonsense. I must give you principles that work. Can I hear the word? Principles? Huh? Yes. But we were taught and we were put in a box. Who is going to tell the Africans that the ministers are in the books, the president are in the box, the vice chancellors are in the box? It's only the bishops who are not in there. Are we out? Can I see those who are out? Me, I'm out. Yes. So, are we together? Yes. We are number 9. We are not very far. Even if I go to number 9 and then we stop. Now, let's come to YATTA. There you go. Okay? YATTA. We said we're going to use Abraham. Okay, changing the ecosystem. So, I now used the Nehemiah principle of mobilization. You remember the building of the temple? Very, very short. Because he mobilized and structured and stratified. That's number 10. Nehemiah. Remember he did the mobilization? He did the stratification. Remember that? And that brought efficiency and work was done. So you read about Nehemiah, you have preached about Nehemiah so many times, but what are the principles you are learning out of Nehemiah? He did mobilization. So I brought it here. I said, we are going to dig the dams. What principle are we using in digging the dams? Moses. Did you hear that? What principle? Moses. That one is written already, number 1 or 2. Now, Moses' principle is doing what you have. So, what do we have? They told me, Bishop, we have mattocks, we have chambers, we have shovels, and I said, then we are going to begin where you are. Okay? And now we did, within 1 year, these groups, and then I got some food from friends and churches, and then I was giving them those who are doing work. Food as they work. Can I hear that word?
Food as they work.
Not food for work, it's food
As they work.
And then now also tools as you work. So by the end of the year, we had 1,300 now water pans. Are you hearing? How many? When you are coming, I'm sure if you are very keen, this area when I came, the best in Egypt. You remember the video you took, 207, 208, which is an analog. I found that cassette. Can you convert it so that these people can see? When you left the tarmac, if you are keen, when you're able to see modern houses, very many of them. Many of them are on construction, others are new. When we came here, the houses, the best were grass thatched huts. But today, there are no grass thatched houses because people have money, people have wealth. Are you hearing? Now, where you are seeing is a raised place. Below this lowland, black cotton soil, that's where they have done the dams and then they build on the raised part. Are you hearing? You could see the houses are near each other, so you don't see the farms. They are 200 meters from the road. That's where the lowland is. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Now 1,300 down. Is that not an ocean? Even 30 are many. 300 are very many. Even, 100 are very many. So 1,300 is what you are able to see. Now, when you stand here, there's a dam here. There's something white there. There's another one right there. On your way, there's another one. There's another one there. Every 500 meters, there is a dam. Are you hearing? When it rains, all water, before it goes to where it is used to go, it must fill our dams. And now for almost over 12 months, 18 months, we have never received rains. We are using the one we received last year. Are you hearing? And we are exporting now. Are you hearing? I thought you clap for them anyway. Have you seen onion? Huh? Have you seen the brownness, clarity? Yes. There was no vegetation when we came. Now because of the dams, now it has checked the soil erosion, the flooding. So the water goes there, then it starts leaking out slowly. So the grass started, and then sending seeds. The grass started growing. The trees were shrubs. The tallest this was the traditional, shrub, which never went beyond 2 feet, which is found in the desert. This is the original. But after we came here 15 years ago, this tree has even grown taller. Are you hearing? Because we have changed the echo. Abraham. Okay. Now, when we are that, we say, okay, Moses' principle, it's about also value chain. Value chain. You move from glory to glory. So you have that a dam, then you are going to use that water to do irrigation. Are you hearing? Then we said, because the dams are small, we are going to not start planting French bean, the one we're exporting. We are going to plant tomatoes and cabbages to sell because there was nobody else growing outside here. The whole region, even the next county. So now, in 1/8 of an acre, are you hearing? You are able to get about 30,000 Kenya shillings. Remove 0. Okay. Then because one crate is about 3,000. Then when you have 10, that's about 30,000. Am I right? Then you do that for 2-3 weeks. You end up getting 100,000 Kenya shillings. Remove 2 zeros for dollar. Are you getting? Then, when you have the money, okay, the food and money, do you, a question again, put a hand like this again. What do you have? They still have jebes and mattocks? No. See, they have money. Yes. They have jebes, mattocks, and money. Okay? That's Moses' principle. Okay? Now, again, you are going to use that money. We went and bought, we didn't buy, we brought, not bought, excavators. Are you hearing? The excavators have been here since 2009 up to today. And now, within 4 years, the dams were moved from 1,300 to 4,500. Now there are over 8,000 dams where you are. ICRA came and did documentation 2010, not now, and another USA did the documentation, and we were declared the best model on climate adaptation in Africa. Wow. Are you here? 2010, 2012. Now, I don't know where we are, but we were not here for climate change thing. We are here for principles. But it's good they say that, so that when you are talking to United Nations, we know what you're talking about. Okay? And then become consultants, they know what we're talking about. Yeah. Then from there, now the dam became bigger. Now, homesteads have 1, 2, 3, 4 dams in one compound. Are you here? The homes are better. Actually, it's only, they look like that new house you saw there, okay? Which is the World Empowerment Center. Where next time you come, I'll take you there. You're not coming here. This will be for farmers. We have 2 groups. We get sponsored groups who come to train here. Then we have those people who sponsor them. When they come, we accommodate there. Those professors, those NGO managers, because we want to change their mindset. Unless we change the leader's mindset, there's nothing we're doing in Africa. Yes. It's useless circle. Now that this time then YATTA, see, we have solved the problem of water. Now, the next problem they told me was food security. They told me they have never harvested for 10 years. Now, see, they have food. So you have solved the second problem was food. So, right. The first one was water. And the third one, they told me we have no money, our children don't go to school, education. See how they are doing education. Now, when they got money, number 7, look at number 7 on the board, is investment. The first investment to invest on your children. There's a model, right? The thing you are seeing on the front here is not some ratings. It's a model we follow. Some of the things that we say. Okay? Although they come and take photos, they steal the model. That's not the model. That's no password. I have the password. Okay? Good. So now, they came and stole the empowered worldview and they're telling everybody they're having empowered worldview. Nonsense. They don't have the spirit behind it. They don't have the philosophy about it. It is just an empty thing for academic thing for Hebrew again. It has now been conscripted to Hebrew. The empowered worldview is not for Hebrew. It's not for Greek. It's for Hebrew. Action. Okay? Yes. But now they think it's another thing to introduce a new thing in universities. That's what they are trying to do. Nonsense. Now, the education. See, they have money. They took their children to school. A young man stood here and counted just around here. He said that over 100 graduates in less than a village around here where we are. Are you hearing? Mm. See, when you have money, you take your children to school. Yes. And they all went to school. 209. Now they are graduates, they have become managers everywhere. Mm. Commercial bank, batteries, all of them, accountants everywhere, all of them. Are you here? Mm-hmm. There's impact you can see, evidence-based. Can I hear that word? Evidence-based. Again. Evidence-based. When you have evidence, there's no one who can challenge me. Mm-hmm. How do you challenge me with this evidence? Mm-hmm. And it's also documented by ICRAB and IFRI and others. Education. Number 4, now they told me, Bishop, now they told me they have no source of income. There was no, as God fulfilled his word, the fear of witchcraft, died. Natural death. Okay? And now people could not build beautiful houses because they're going to be rich. They could not educate their children because they're going to be rich. Now that fear went. That is why people have done development, because there's no fear of witchcraft. I thought to grab for these people. That was number 5, and that was all. Then YATTA became what it is today. When we come, I'm sure you are clear on the development of YATTA and where we are in more detail, because we may not go everywhere today. Is that okay? Now I know. Although you are bishops, nobody is immune to money. When I'm talking about the money, when we go around and we pray here, see, we can talk about money. My sister told me we have land, we don't know how to use it. We have land, we don't know how to use it. Can you talk about it? How to use, profitably, using the biblical principles. That's what we call it. 1 acre family goals, using biblical principles. Yes, that is easy. And now you see at least if you are now 10, only 2 principles. You see, I've succeeded. I told you I'm not there. It's not in my head. So now, I got to clap for me. Because now I'm at 10. Okay? Although I've jammed, and I've told you the story, I've told you the principles that you are going to use, not only in agriculture, but in everything. In sociology, in psychology, in academia, in politics. Are we together? Yes. There are also principles of politics, biblical principles. That's why the center is there. That center will be, now this place for politics, Christian, politics, doing it God's way. Are we together? Governance. All the mountains there. And I'm also making executive rooms there. There are rooms we accommodate every week. Next week we're having another group coming. Every week we have a group. Can you imagine here, for the last about 4 years, we have received about 22,000. But all the research institutions are supposed to be doing that have not received. The director was here with the World Bank, which is a part of the hotel. He told me I've never had that in our even 1/10 of it in the whole of all the research institutions in the country. Because here we are having the Bible. We can't compete with them. When we have the Bible, nobody can compete with you. Now they are doing business. They are doing business. Now, and then we are borrowing the devil, the Illuminati, Freemason, witchcraft, principles. We are going to use the Bible. Nobody will touch our businesses. Are we together? Yes. That's what we do here. Young men come here, we teach them how to go about it. This young man, stand up here. This young man is helping people in this country, all over the country and outside, how to set up the 1 acre road. And when we go for lunch, so that I can rest, because we're not of age. How old are you? 64. Okay. 64. Then what age is it? 15. So you see, the same age. So when you calculate my one is not age. If that one is not my age grade, then you can see. So I'll rest a little bit and you take you out together with him and show you the million. I will make million. Okay? Within 4 months. Amen?
Wonderful.
1 acre. Then, when you succeed with 1 acre, you remember what one of the principals said, I say the value chain. I took the most principle. When you also value chain is the most principle. When value chain, okay, when you succeed, okay, in one area, so you're going to brand, you let's about the principle of then you duplicate it. Okay? The same principle you duplicate in 2 acres, 3 acres, 4 acres, 10 acres, 20 acres. And let me tell you, you can sponsor your ministry through, agriculture, number 1, agricultural value chain. Are you here? So a lot of lands. As a church, there should be a factory behind there. And we begin a fellowship of, entrepreneurs. Okay? Using the biblical principle that I come and teach them. The biblical principle so that it is a part of the church. We talk about discipleship. But discipleship for what? Discipleship using Greek worldview. Can we have discipleship using Hebrew worldview? Are you getting what I'm saying? Yes. I am saying we are doing discipleship, people to learn to learn. To learn for what? They must learn to do. And then they do. And then you make a manager, governance. We have the biblical principles of governance, which I'm not talking about today. Okay? Yeah. All principles are there. The Bible has everything. Yes. When politicians come here, I teach them how to do politics God's way. Mobilization God's way. God has all the principles. Okay? Now, all your comments, okay? Keep them until Father. Do you have a question? Yes. Question? Okay. Only question, observations will be later. Okay. Yeah, allow comments. I can allow 1 or 2 comments and then the questions. Let me now. Oh, there's water. I was looking for water. When I'm taking water, you can comment. You can make whatever. 2 to 5 minutes. That's okay. Let's begin with my brother.
My colleagues and our bishop, I want to thank you so much for this time we are having here. I want to thank the management of CORAT for what I am doing here and what I have also been gaining in CORAT. When I came, saw you, sir, very quickly let me make this comment. I was almost emotionally laden because when I set my eyes on you, I quickly, just 3-4 months ago, I lost my elder brother. And when I came, I saw a replica of my elder brother, Reverend Titus. And I have just been, I hope you can see, I have just been seeing him in you, and that has also encouraged me. Thank you for your teaching. You first made emphasis on education, master's degrees and PhD. You are in the right position to talk about PhD or masters. I have discovered in Africa, if you don't have masters or PhD, and you say, what is PhD? They will say it is because you don't have it.
Yes.
In 2008, I was invited to minister in Anglican Church in one of their conventions. So when I was given that invitation, the Archbishop came and met me and said, sorry, they forgot to ask me, what is your qualification? I said, I had masters in theology. He said, oh, no. We don't invite anybody who doesn't have PhD. And that was the disqualification for me being their guest speaker. And that has challenged me. And I think 2 years later, I went for my PhD. But what I'm getting from you is, PhD, it is not bad. It is what you do with the PhD. Sir, in Africa, we lay more emphasis on qualification than the work. Thank you, I have learned a lot. I want to find out, with these investments, when I say investments, I'm not referring to investment that brings you money, but investments of impacting. Thank God you have it in your name, the Christian impact. What measures are you putting in place? Because I have discovered that in Africa sometimes, 2 days ago we lost one of the prominent ministers called Umar Ubai. You know him? And the church starts saying, the church is gone, the church is gone. When Adeboye or Oyedebo or Christ Embassy, when they die, the church dies. So when you were teaching, I was thinking, what are the measures you are putting in place? Now that you have how many years to live now? By the time you take your exits, what will people be saying? Will people still be coming here? That is my observation and question. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. Another answer I can
I want to testify because one of the lecturer, he has been to my state, Boston, and Yambio. I'm happy to be with him once more. The name Yatta, we have this river. It is a stream, but for you here it is dry. But today it has come to that point that dry Yatta and then we have the wet Yatta. Possibly God to join, the flowing of Yatta to be boss here wherever I've seen it. Secondly to that one, the quotation John 10:10, it is the same quotation we have in my church. All the heading. So I'm very impressed. Really, with all the teaching you give. God give you abundantly, and also keep South Sudan in your prayers, because still, even we are here, there is still problem taking place. And yesterday I was asking my colleague, what's going to happen? And we are near to go. If we go and then we find out the airport is closed, where will we go? That was a good question, but we hope one day and one time. So I want to say the last one was already said by the bishop. Okay, there should be preparation because we don't know yet the numbers of years to come, how long, but we put in the hand of God. So thank you so much and God bless you. Yatta.
Thank you very much. Can we clap for them? We are bishops or one more, yes?
Thank you very much. I also want to make one or two comments from what you have taught us, and also what I reflected upon what I experienced. So as in the mission where I was, we managed to secure a land, a piece of land, quite sizable, and maybe first about 600 acres. In a place where it rains very well, a virgin land, and this was a battle, especially among our brother missionaries, who said, were you ordained to do farming? And this has discouraged so many missionaries who would venture into this because of ignorance. And these are the people who were supposed to guide others. So there we endured, of course, with the limited resources and also these movements. So we haven't gone far, but people have owned it. And in the same line, we said, okay, this is for the parish. Because when you are working in the parish, it's a desert land. We said, now can we secure also the land for the congregation? There was plenty of land from, these traditional leaders, we secured 1,000 hectares. Again, it was a battle. Upland is still just idle. From what I've said, I think my mindset has changed. And I can see that we have wealth. Right, and this is not a dry land, it's a forest, virgin land. So we are really sitting on wealth which can run maybe all the churches around it. And even before I left here, I was working in the city of Masika. So there's no empty land. We have been struggling with Christians because there are so many contributions for the parish, and also the diocese asked for contributions. So before I left, I said, can we have at least a piece of land? I had again a war with some city guys who said, no, if you want land, can we buy maybe 2 hectares somewhere? I said, 2 hectares, is it? I said, no, what can you do with 2 hectares? Maybe you want a plot to build something. That's fine. But I said, no, we are going to a place where I started, in a village set with land. We'll buy a bigger land. And I secured about 350 hectares. And a big opposition in the church council, parish council. No, it is very far. I said, it's very far. I told them, here we are in Zambia, but there are boers from South Africa who fly to come and do farming here. And they were telling me that 600 kilometers is very far. So now, with all that I have actually gotten from you, especially based on the principles, I don't regret for all those efforts, also insults that that actually were thrown at me. So as I go back, I think I will challenge these guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for these insights. I think if CORAT can give my certificate,
Let's clap for him. It will be boring. Yes, this is my brother.
Thank you. Allow me to call you doctor because that's the title you learn for. Back in South Africa, we are having the German pastor who once shared an information about farming Gosway. As a person who grew up in the era of apartheid, when he was sharing the ideas about farming the Gosway and seeing the participants, people who were actively participating in his program were white people. And now looked at my fellow black brothers and see that none of us are actively participating. Maybe that was my own thought then, that maybe this is done because now it's a white person with the concept of robbing our land. And I once read, even I couldn't finish it. If I remember Willie Lynch's book about how white people indoctrinated black minds. And now sometimes I see that had we not seen a white man as a provider, we could have gone far as a place. And I thank God for men like you in our era who brightens and opens wider our minds, especially from biblical perspective. Now, I believe that we are not going to preach false hope to people, but we are going to tell them the truth.
Yes.
What is written in the Bible about human productivity, human system, all what God actually put in place for us. And I think was.
Let's appreciate it. Let me comment on that, and then I can see my daughter there. Let me give the daughter before I give you, because all these brothers.
Thank you very much, Your Lordship. I think from me, my comment would be, I think what you have told us today, everyone here was supposed to hear. When we were coming here, I could see the environment, and I said, I think I am home. Because the environment that I see here, it is not very different from where I come from. Then when we entered the gate, I said, this is what I want to see. Because I've been in Nairobi, I see green, there is grass. At CORAT, I see grass. But this is what I want to see here. And I told my friends, because we are the last group, I said, I love seeing this. We are seeing the onions because I love the soils. But I think I lacked the encouragement which I have gotten from you today. And I think we here, even though we are bishops, but we are family people, we have our own needs, personal needs, which can also be addressed when we take this path that you have told us to do. So thank you, personal, I thank you very much for this message. Thank you.
Let's have gentlemen, then the others will thank you. If you allow, we can have the two, and then we'll post the others towards the end. We'll have a very humble time now to make general comments and the like. But thank you. It's also encouraging. Yes, my brother.
Thank you so much, Doctor. First and foremost, I would just like to say thank you to CORAT management for creating this opportunity for us to be here, so that we can have this kind of information. We really appreciate for that. We have been in different theological seminaries, but we have never heard about this kind of teachings. So to my side, I think it has helped me and it has built me a lot. And I wish if I had some resources and other things, this doctor, he could also support to visit our country, to meet with our colleagues like pastors and other leaders.
I'll teach you later, you're very rich. I'll teach you how your money even now. Okay.
Thank you so much. Actually, the information which we have got here, it has built us in one way or other way. Especially on the information which the doctor has come to say, changing the mindset of we Africans. I think this information is very important to our side. And my clarification only, I was waiting to hear from our doctor to hear more about this organization, how it deals with the health issues. Yeah, because it's like it has come and it has accommodated many people. So, and we expect also to hear the issue for saying health facilities and other things, how they are dealing with that. And also, I was also waiting to hear how, since this organization also is a Christianity organization, I was also waiting to hear how you worship, something like that. So I don't know if you have that mission of worshiping and other things like that. So those are the things which
worship?
Yeah. Yeah. Those are the things which I just wanted to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Let's appreciate our brother. Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much, Doctor. As you are presenting, you have challenged some of us. Yeah, like my bishop said, we come from different theological seminaries and universities. And this is the knowledge that I think in seminaries, I don't know why they hide such type of knowledge. There should be a reason why they hide this kind of information to us, and they emphasize on dependency. And I was reading one of the work of someone who was saying that Christianity, especially religion in Africa, it has contributed a lot to poverty because of the way we handle our members. Also us as leaders, we are trained. I think if leaders are trained in this area, we can take Christianity in a different way. Not a religion that is dependency, because we just depend. Or a white man will bring, or let us just pray. There's no rain. We don't think of, no, let's dig a dam, let's do this. Just, let us pray. Let's write proposals. We send proposals to America, to Europe. Once those proposals, they say, no, we can't fund you, then we just sit and wait for another year when we can apply. But this knowledge, I think leaders, some of us, where we're coming from, we've got seminaries, we've got universities. These are some of the things that we even incorporate in our curriculum. Yeah, so that these young pastors who are coming out, they should start their training with this kind of mindset. That we don't just need to depend, but we should look around and see what we have. So thank you so much for this great challenge. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Let's appreciate it. I can see the answer, but let's allow so that we can take lunch, have a little break, and then we can see the video, then we talk about it. Now, let me begin just commenting on a few. Thank you, Madam Debbie, for for your good comments, and I hope you're taking something home, because my intention is to inspire so that you can do it. Because mine is the promotion of the Hebrew worldview, which has been overlooked, varied, and that's why Africa is what it is, because of some of these worldviews that have influenced us directly and vertically, so that we can be focusing.